Guys, if you feel like I do, like you're paying too much for utility bills, well, this is really going to blow your mind because these companies are making a lot more than you think they are. So, to start off, we have Duke Energy because that's where I live, North Carolina. You have two brothers in 1904 that started this company, and how these companies become monopolies is when they first start out, they buy up all the little guys, all the electric companies, the privately owned water, little city companies, and they put it all together. And then they're making billions of dollars, and it's literally a monopoly. I mean, the thing that is supposed to keep your rates low is having competition, being able to go to another company and compare rates and get a cheaper price. And with your energy and your utilities, you can't do that. There's only one company in the area. So, Duke Energy last year, in closing June of 2023, made $18.65 billion. In 2022, $18.71 billion. In 2021, $17.66 billion. 2020, $16.85 billion. I mean, are you seeing a pattern here yet? It just keeps increasing, and so do our rates. And why are they allowed to make all this money and not give back to the community? FP&L 2022, $5.214 billion. 2021, $4.51 billion. 2020, $5.1 billion. And pretty much the same story as Duke. I mean, they started out with two or three brothers and started buying up all the smaller companies around them until they were the only ones that owned everything. And that's pretty much how it goes now in every state. There's one big utility company that controls the electric, sometimes the water, sometimes other things. So you have PG&E ending June 30th, 2023. This is Pacific Gas and Electric on the West Coast. 2022, $16.82 billion. 2021, $16.26 billion. 2020, $14.57 billion. Something else that really bothers me too is these companies that are making all this money don't pour any of that money back into our infrastructure. I mean, if they just took like $1 billion out of the 18 that they made every year and repaired some of the things that needed to be fixed so that we don't have to worry about the grid going down and having all these blackouts in the summer like we are right now and in a lot of places in the country. I don't think it's right. And Duke Energy received a violation in February 2019 for $10 million. I mean, that's like a slap on the wrist, for $1 billion company. $10 million is like nothing. But here are some of the violations that they got in trouble for. Improperly configured firewalls and intrusion detection systems. Failure to implement proper physical access controls. Failure to install available software patches for months and even years at a time. Failure to implement security event monitoring, shared passwords, default accounts, security risks introduced by the use of transient cyber assets, temporarily connected systems used for data transfers. Failure to protect bulk electric system information. So you're a consumer who is paying hundreds of dollars every month, right? Especially in super hot or super cold climates. You have people that are paying upwards of $500 a month. There was this one channel that I was listening to called North Texas Vegetable Gardening, and they were talking about how their electric bill is like $800 a month in the summertime, when it goes close to or over 100. And they really don't have a huge house or anything. I mean, I think it's like manufactured or double wide or something of that nature. But $800 a month, like that's ridiculous. I mean, with all the money that these companies are making, why are they allowed to do this? Why are they the only company in their region? Why is there no competition? I just don't understand why no one is doing anything about this. And we just keep paying our bills and not saying anything. Meanwhile, there's about 30 million Americans in this country who have unpaid utility bills and are probably about to get their stuff shut off soon. So, how are these companies allowed to just keep making an increase every year? It's not even like they're making less money, they're making an increase every single year, year over year. And all they care about is looking good to their shareholders, their stockholders. They do not care about the people that they service. And this is a problem. This is a real problem. Um, Something else we really need to be discussing is how the increase in costs is affecting our elderly, our disabled, the most vulnerable in our society. And it is very hard to get any kind of hardship assistance when you have utilities. The programs that they have usually only help a few thousand people out of the hundreds of thousands or millions even that they serve. So, yeah, I don't understand how. Well, I do understand because I know who set up our country like this and the people who run it, which are the elite in this world. And y'all could call me a conspiracy theorist all you want. I wear that badge very proudly. So, um, yeah, it's ridiculous, but we should all stop paying our bills and see what happens. Maybe they'll bring it down. I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's ridiculous. I think that's definitely something to be concerned about. And if you look into the news articles recently, they're talking about all the expenses going higher for consumers. They're talking about our costs every month going up. And I don't know about you, but my rates have gone up since last year. I've definitely noticed like an extra 30, 40, $50 on my bill from last year. So let me know what you guys have been experiencing in your area. I don't know how your temperatures are. It hasn't been super hot here in Southwest North Carolina, but it does get pretty hot here sometimes. So our bills can get, high, but definitely not like $800 or anything. So, let me know what you guys are paying in the comments and how you feel about all this and if you think something should change. I do.